Hello everybody. As you guys know, well, first it's Jay for all of you who don't know who I am, and I am an EXP, Experiential Marketing Professional. You guys are in my group and I'm here and I made it just in time to talk to you guys tonight about my first day on my Spectrum tour. As I mentioned yesterday on my personal page, I began my tour today. Well, I flew into market into Buffalo yesterday, and today was the day that I actually picked up my van, picked up all of my tour assets. For those of you who don't know, tour assets are all of the elements and the pieces that make an event come together. So this morning I had to be at the warehouse of the agency that I'm working for and pick up all of my tour assets to execute my tour. I am responsible for driving from Buffalo, New York to St. Louis, Missouri, where I'll be activating at my alma mater of St. Louis University. So I'm extremely excited to be activating there next week, but in order for me to get ready for next week, I got to think about the next couple days. So my next couple days are devoted to nothing but driving. It takes about 12 and a half hours to get there if you're doing the speed limit. So that's what I'll be doing, and I'll be taking my time to get to St. Louis. Today was my first drive day, so I drove from Buffalo to Indianapolis, and I just arrived at my hotel literally about, it is now 8, so like 30 minutes ago. So I immediately ran in, rushed in, because I wanted to make sure that I made this live video tonight and followed through on my commitment, because when I commit to things, I do my best to make sure that I follow through on them. So today I just want to thank all of you guys again for being a part of the You Do What book group. It's not just a book launch group. It is a group for all the current EXPs in the industry to learn about not only how to become a great EXP, but to help others begin their career as an EXP. So a lot of the resources, a lot of the videos that I'll be posting, a lot of the polls that I have been putting in the group have been all derived at making sure that I gain and grab the most helpful insight to help others and to help myself and other vetted EXPs in beginning and continuing their career in the experiential marketing industry. So thank you for interacting on all of my discussions, for participating on all of my polls, for giving your feedback. Patricia, Barry, thank you for posting all of your event videos and photos. To all of my EXPs who are currently in the industry, if you'll be activating any events in the next couple of days, the next couple of weeks, over the weekend, post. Make sure you post your event photos, any cool consumer engagements that you have at your event. Make sure you post those so people can see, what we do in the field, what it takes to actually execute an event, and understand that, hey, it looks pretty on the outside, but there's a lot that goes into actually making an event come together. And speaking of, I have the responsibility of executing and serving as the solo tour manager on the program that I'll be executing for Spectrum. So thank you, Spectrum. Thank you, Patricia, for the shout out as well, and for listening to my video. So back to what I was saying, and Alyssa as well. Thank you, ladies, for waving and for all of your support thus far. Okay, so back to what I was saying. I am serving as a solo tour manager. When you are managing tours, there is a lot of responsibility, there's a lot of accountability, and there is a lot of ownership, as well as, what's the word that I could say? Professionalism that you have to have when you're managing a program at any level. As a tour manager on this current tour, I am responsible for not only transporting the event elements and the assets from point A to point B, from Buffalo to St. Louis, but I'm also responsible for reaching out to the on-site contacts at the university, doing a site check, making sure that the footprint that they have allotted for me will accommodate my actual elements in my event. I am also responsible for taking the time to go through my event elements, which I'm going to do this weekend when I arrive at my hotel. So I'll be taking everything out of my truck, reorganizing it, and just making sure that I have all the elements and all the parts that I'll need to have a successful event. Now, there will be times that you will have to make Home Depot runs. If you guys don't already know, Home Depot is my second home for almost anything. So I am practically living in that store. I know where everything is on every aisle. So as a tour manager, you will spend a lot of time in places like Home Depot, Lowe's, picking up different tools as well as event elements that may not have been included on your truck or when you picked up all of your elements at the agency or the fabrication building. So just keep that in mind if you're thinking about becoming a tour manager. There's a lot more than just the glitz and the glam of actually executing the event. That's where you get to see all of your hard work come together. But on the back end and behind the scenes, there's a lot that goes on, from managing your staff, from making sure that you allot the right amount of breaks, to even capturing event photos and doing a recap post every event. Those small things and small details actually not only encompass the whole event, are a part of a tour manager's responsibility. So when you're working as a brand ambassador, when you're looking at, possibly advancing in the industry as an EXP and possibly managing a program one day, you have to ask yourself, am I equipped to manage people, and not just people, brand ambassadors? And if you've ever managed a tour, you know how managing different personalities can be. So am I equipped to handle and manage different personalities? Am I equipped to ensure that I think 2 steps ahead and that I'm always planning for my next 2 moves? And am I also accounting for the what ifs? Because you will have a what if when you're executing a program. And 3, just making sure that you logistically plan your routes. Make sure that you're on time for your events. Make sure that you're arriving to your actual event site and your setup in enough time to actually complete your activation. So those things may seem like small details, but they play a huge part in becoming a successful tour manager. So while the pictures and, having time to actually go out and, do site checks and actually checking out the city is nice, make sure that you handle your responsibilities as a tour manager prior to doing so. And to all my fellow tour managers, I want to post a question. What are some things that you struggle with when you're on the tour? If you execute programs on solo tours where you just travel and do the tours by yourself, as a solo tour manager, what do you struggle with? And as tour teams, what do you struggle with? How do you divvy out your responsibilities? I want to know, and I want to hear your feedback. So make sure that you comment, you provide your insight in this video, and you share what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and what things that you've implemented over the years to assist you in becoming a great tour manager. I think it's going to be great insight for those individuals who are looking to begin a career as an EXP, at the brand ambassador, but even those individuals who, and housekeeping is actually vacuuming right now, so apologies for the noise. But as I was saying, it's going to be great insight for those looking to not only begin a career as a brand ambassador, but those who are looking to transition into more management roles. So I appreciate your feedback. Excuse me. And I appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to my video today. I'll be posting more information about my tour and just life on the road in the next week. If you guys haven't already seen, I launched my new website today, so make sure you check that out at jdavis.media. Follow me on all my social media outlets at Jae Davis EXP101, and also make sure that you are telling others about the free Kindle download that's going to be happening next week. If you haven't already done so, be on the lookout for that. I'll be doing some great contests and giveaways next week. So thank you for all your support, and I look forward to hearing from you guys in the near future. This is Jay signing off with EXP tips for all the current as well as newbies to the experiential marketing industry. Enjoy the rest of your night.